Let's see. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Good morning.
The injuries that Maddox and Wendell Small suffered in practice yesterday significant?
No, they're just incidental. And then we just rested them, got some quick treatment on it. They'll be back out there today, and again, optimistic for Sunday.
How's Isaac looking? Isaac Salmon?
He's doing good. He's doing better, improving. Each day. We got to get through obviously a full day today if we can with him, and see where he's at the end of the day.
How about Nick with the ribs? How's he feeling compared to maybe Monday?
Each day gets better. He's doing everything he can, treatment and the rehab, protocols that we have him on and what he wants to do. And he's feeling good. He threw yesterday, did a nice job, and we just gotta keep, see where he's at again today. But each day he's getting better.
As far as moving around in the pocket, can you notice, does he have to favor, or is he just same old Nick?
No, it appears to just same old Nick. He's a tough guy and been pretty much the same.
When you have a week like that where Nick kind of gets hurt, what does that do for the backup in this situation as far as Nate?
Nate?
I assume, yeah.
Well, in Nate's case, I think the awareness, heightened awareness. He's one play away, as he was last week. He understands that now, but he understood that, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when Nick took over. So, he's not accustomed to that, but he definitely understands that. He's one play away from entering a game.
You talked about Alshon a few days ago. Mike Rose said he has a sense of the moment, and you've seen him come through in big games before. What about Alshon's personality allows him to kind of thrive in these big games?
I think just when I talk to the team, and obviously this game, it's an important football game, obviously, and your playmakers have to show up. And he's one of our offensive playmakers, and he understands that. He's really kind of come on the last month of the season, and when balls go his way, he's aggressive to the ball, and he understands that. Of course, he's excited, about going back to Chicago, and looking forward to that opportunity.
Doug, you played at Soldier Field early and late, where you've been there. What is it like this time of year to play?
Well, I tell you, when I was in Green Bay. Got to go down there at least once a year. First of all, it's a great atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere for football, and fans are unbelievable. It's incredible. It's loud. It's a great stadium. It is definitely different. In that early fall, coming out of summer, early fall to now, as far as the grass is concerned, and but that's playoff football. That's wintertime football. That's what you expect this time of year. It's no different than coming to the link, as teams did last year. So, we have to be prepared for that. Instruct our guys that, proper shoes, gloves, whatever it might be. It's a later game, so the sun obviously will be down, and it'll be cool. But we just keep talking to our players about it and prepare them, for Sunday afternoon.
Speaking of shoes, I know a couple of guys mentioned that with that field in particular, it's not. They said it wasn't well put together. In fact, Alshon said terrible, and that they would have to wear different cleats than normally. Not maybe everybody, but do you talk to the team about that? Is that kind of expressed team-wide that?
Yeah, no. Look, I haven't been there in many years. A couple of years. It's 2 years ago, I guess. Last time we were there, and we played early. I think we played in September, so grass was perfect. So I hadn't been there in a while when this late in the season. So I don't have any knowledge of that, but we just got to make sure that our guys, Greg Delamitros, our equipment guy, does a great job of bringing the right types of shoes, more shoes than usual probably for games like this. I asked the guys to go out on the field, before pregame, test it out, test the surface, see what works for them, and it behooves us to stay on our feet, and shoes are a big part of that.
Doug, when Isaac is healthy, would he step back in at left guard, or would you be reluctant to make a change considering that you won 3 in a row with?
Well, yeah, the biggest thing, and quite frankly, the biggest thing is the fact, the health of Isaac. I got to make sure that he's 100%. I don't want to risk, anything further with him if we made that move. So I want to make sure we get through today before we make that decision.
Dave.
Why has Chicago been so good at taking the football away? As you watch them, what's been the key to that?
one is their pass rush. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, so the quarterback's having to either throw the ball early, or the ball gets tipped, or it causes a poor decision by the quarterback, and so their defenders are in position. They got a lot of eyes on the quarterback and a lot of eyes on the ball, and they're opportunistic that way. And they do a great job of stripping and sort of punching the ball out from running backs, and it's for them, it's turning into points. I believe it's 107 points, I think, total in the NFL. It's first in the NFL. So, it's a lot of respect for that. And I know that they'll try to continue that. And it's our job to make sure that ball security is of a premium, obviously, in a game like this.
Your D-line, they're older guys for the most part. Seems like they're playing at a higher level now than they have all year, both against the run and generating pressure. Who's gone into that? Do older guys kind of have a sense of, I don't know, pacing themselves, or what's happening there?
I don't think it's pacing themselves. I just think they understand themselves physically. One, there's definitely a build as your season goes from the beginning to the end. This time of year, you're starting to see that unit kind of gel together. There's a lot of communication with games and stunts and different things. So they're getting a feel for one another and what the if it's Chris Long and Michael Bennett, what their combinations are, Fletcher and Brandon Graham and all that. And so that starts to come together obviously this time of year. But these guys have been played a lot of football and a lot of playoff football, and a lot of some of the guys like Chris Long and Michael, who've been in situations like this, just know what it takes. And now Fletcher and BG have experienced it, and it just sort of feeds to the group.
Nick, you got a lot of use against Washington out of all three of your running backs. It kind of felt like last year we had that with LG and Ajayi. Was that game specific, or is that what you're trying to bring to the offense here going forward?
It's game. It's really our offense specific. We try to get all three guys involved as much as we can, and all three have done a really nice job. Now with Darren back, you saw last week his touches increased just a little bit. He had a little more play time, and it should increase even more. But a lot of it's by design, and sometimes too, who has the hot hand, who's playing well, especially maybe the second half of the game as we settle in. So it should be the same type of plan moving forward.
You also feel like you mixed under center and shotgun with all three guys more recently than maybe.
Yeah, that's part of our self scout that we do each week, and make sure we got enough both under center and shotgun, so it's not a tip to D coordinators that we're certain formation or certain quarterback alignment. So yeah, we try to make sure we self police ourselves.
Nick was talking about how good the Bears are in terms of pattern matching and recognizing route concepts. In a week like this, you have to spend extra time making sure you're breaking tendencies and not being predictable based on what you've done during the season.
Well, I mean, we self scout, ourselves coming out of the whole season, but primarily these last couple of weeks, and try to make sure that we're not putting a lot of the same formations or personnel groups out there where you start seeing the same tendency over and over again. So we do try to do that as a staff, and I think Mike Rowe and the guys do a great job of mixing that up. As far as this defense, it is a multiple look team in the back end, the coverage, the secondary. And so, yeah, this week, I mean, it's a team obviously we haven't seen, in some time, and since last year, and obviously they're much improved, and it's a better football team. And so, yeah, it behooves the guys to get in here and spend some time, in the classroom and make sure they exhaust the tape.
Doug, as an offensive play caller, what kind of stress does a player's versatility of code put on defense?
Well, I mean, it can be a lot. I mean, because you can move him around, bring him out of the backfield. You can put him in unique formations. You can jet motion him, jet sweep him. Create some matchups with linebackers with him in the passing game. So, it can be a little bit of a challenge, for a D coordinator to plan for something like that. And you know, from our standpoint, I think you just got to remain disciplined. You got to trust the scheme. You know, trust your eyes, trust your instincts, and you know, we use a phrase, be where your feet are, and make sure that you're there when you're supposed to be there, and then of course you got to tackle him and get him on the ground because he's definitely elusive.
Last one here, Mark.
With everything you guys have been through this year, have you found that you have to coach differently, you know, this year as opposed to maybe last year, maybe like, you know, just approach and everything like that?
You know, I think I look back on the season and kind of you know, what we've gone through with the injuries and different personnel changes and things like that. You know, the message is the same. You know, we try to go 1-0 every week. I mean, that's the bottom line. But I have to this year probably more so. I mean, you got to show faith and trust in the guys that are playing. And we had some young guys, you know, play, especially in our secondary. And you got to show the trust that we have confidence that they can get it done. Then we have to coach them. As coaches, we got to coach them up. And so that's a little bit different probably this year than it was last year. Last year was just about, you know, trying to go 1-0, you know, maintaining the aggressiveness, you know, don't lose your edge, all of those things. Where this year it's about, you know, as coaches, making sure everybody's prepared because quite frankly, you don't know who's going to play. So that has been the challenge this year. Thanks, guys.